Well, if you missed our show there, Larry Dixon had one of those cars we all dream about. His drivers, just every time you stepped on the gas, the car was either low ET or close to it every round. Went down that racetrack every time, and as a result of that, he got his 52nd career victory, tying the great Joe Amato.
Hey, Larry Dixon, on with us from the staging lanes. That, for me, would be I mean, anyone would be a huge moment for me, but I would think that you would really be relishing 52 to match Joe.
Yeah, we got to celebrate it for all of about one day, and then from that point, you're obviously preparing for the next race, which is this weekend here at Topeka.
Well, Joe Amato is on the line with us. And, Joe, 8 years you sat on that number 52 with no challenge, and along came Schumacher, and now Dixon. You young kids are going after you, buddy.
Well, that's what records are made, to be broken. You know, congratulations, Larry. You guys are doing a great job out there. It's going to be interesting to see in, like, 10 years or 20 years when all these young kids are retired, where the number ends up being, probably somewhere like Force to deal with 100.
Well, Joe, with all the races there was, did you even think it would take that long for these guys to reach 52?
No, not really, because, when last time we started out, there was like 12 and 14 races a year, so it was hard to get a lot of wins, and it seemed like they had to grind it out at one shot at a time. But it was a great time then. I can see, like some similarities when my career was great, Timmy Richards was doing it, and we were hot, we were low ET and doing a lot, and Dixon and Schumacher are kind of matching that same thing, and they still are young, so they have a lot of legs left in them as long as the money keeps coming.
Hold on, guys.
Well, Larry, I got to ask you, I mean, you're a historian of the sport, but you were like me as a kid. We all dreamed about driving these race cars and winning races, but did you ever really think that you would be at this level, I mean, and winning this many races back when you were a kid?
No, and to be honest with you, I still don't feel at that level. I mean, as a kid growing up in the sport, and you see Garlitz and Shirley and obviously Joe Amato. I mean, when I started driving Top Fuel, I mean, he ruled the roost, with him and Tim Richards. They were just knocking him down. I mean, he still got me beat by a lot as far as championships go, and I caught him with the numbers, but it's still, I mean, those are the, Joe's one of the people that I looked up to and wanted to do this for a living.
Well, Joe, so what have you been doing lately, Joe? You been enjoying your retirement?
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to, be able to do what you want and go where you want. I've been doing a lot of traveling and playing golf and just, hung out most of the winter in Florida except being somewhere else in the world. So life is good for Joe Amato. I got, Andrew, my girlfriend, and their 3 kids, so they keep us hopping with 3 dogs. So, we just living life. That's, what you do. I can relate to Larry. When you're in the trenches and grinding it out and racing every week and all, you really don't look ahead at the numbers. When you retire, then maybe you look at them, but then you start doing other stuff, and a number's a number. And all I can say, Larry, is enjoy the wins, enjoy the ride as you're going through it, because that's what life's about. While you're doing it, you're enjoying and having all the fun. But, too many people read their own press clippings, and, it's the thrill of the victory, I guess, is what the float Joe Amato's boat. And I think Larry's in that same category. Most of the guys that are winning, they're just enjoying doing it and driving the cars, and it's plenty exciting when you're there.
Let's talk about some of the good days here. Joe Amato, for example, your win in 1990.
Well, when we won the championship, that was the final run against Ormsby and all that. That was plenty exciting. But, there's been some, if you look back in the sport, there's been a lot of exciting runs and all. I mean, like Larry said, going back, I remember, Garlitz, and when Garlitz came back, I had the pleasure of being able to race him, and Shirley and Prudhomme and Bernstein. I mean, them are the things you relish when you retire. You look back at all the people you raced that you were looked up to. I mean, I started doing, when I was a kid, I wanted to race because I saw Garlitz race. So, I mean, like, you have that vision, and you go and you live it. The harder you work, the luckier you get, and the rest is just history. But it was a great ride.
Hold on just a second, Joe, because Warren Johnson's got some serious problems on the line. Larry, how about your favorite moment?
Favorite moment?
Here. Topeka.
Oh, gosh.
At the track itself.
Yeah, I would probably, I mean, we won here a couple times. I mean, last year, rates right up there, just being able to, had a bad race, obviously, the week before, and come here and get things kind of squared away, and, get a little bit of coaching from Alan Johnson and your team, because we all win or lose together, and there were some things that he picked out that he straightened out with me, and, we've put the car in the winner's circle and got another gold man.
Well, Larry Dixon, come on. You got to admit it. You're at 52. You're getting ready to go racing. You're standing at the track, and you're talking with Joe Amato on television by telephone. Is that not cool?
Yeah, I used to dream about this stuff. Now being on TV, you got to make sure you're saying all the right things and doing all the right stuff. And, you know, still not making the money Mike Dunn makes, but, you know, we're trying.
Okay, on, Larry, we know you got to get to work. Joe, hang on a second, because the stat guy has a question for you.
Hey, Joe Amato. I'm actually going to talk about Joe Amato's wins. He won 5 races besides the top few wins in Pro Comp. He used to race guys like AA Dale Armstrong, Kenny Venny, and Frank Manzo. Joe, what was that like back in the day?
Oh, you know, we're chasing Armstrong around, and Venny, they were like the Pro Comp gurus, you know what I mean? And me and Manzo were the East Coast guys trying to figure out what to do and all them West Coast hot shots. I remember towing out to Pomona once, and I went to Armstrong and stayed at his shop and all. And, you know, they were so far ahead of us back in those days because the West Coast just seemed like where the technology was, and everybody caught up. And I remember racing Manzo at Bowling Green. He had a AA altered. I had some kind of a funny car, and we raced a bunch of times in Division I and all. And Tim Richard used to do his motors for him, so we were kind of like a team car. But we had a lot of good racing. You know, they're just. And I'm amazed at what Manzo's done. He's got the perseverance to stay in the sport all these years, and you know, and he still kicks butt on that start line. I mean, Manzo, he doesn't run for mayor when he goes up there. I give him a lot of credit for what he's done. He has a great record.
It's always good to hear the great champions talk about the day. Well, both Jeg and Jason Line do not improve on their position. Joe Amato, understand you're back across the ocean now, going for another big trip. Where are you going?
Well, I'm actually in Pennsylvania. I came up for a board meeting and to play in a golf tournament this weekend, and then I'm going back to Florida Wednesday, and then we're going to go to the Grand Cayman Islands for a week and then come back up to spend the summer in Pennsylvania. And we're going to go on a boat ride to go on a trip to Russia and go over that part of the world in the summertime for 10 days.
Well, there you go. Have a good time, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys. We'll come see you someday.